Lawrence, Kansas, the huge red boulder standing bolt upright in a downtown park doesn't belong here. And after almost a century, the Kaw tribe is reclaiming the rock that, for generation after generation, its people held as a sacred altar. That 20-plus-ton quartzite boulder is now bound for tribal land with the hope that it can strengthen the frayed bond between the Kaw, or Kanza, people and the state that took their land and their sacred stone, even their name. There's a little bit of a melancholy feeling that I have when I see it. It's a reminder to us as Kaw people of what has been taken from us. The saga of the stone has come to represent the rough history of what's now known as Kansas. In some ways it symbolizes what native tribes see as invasion and genocide. When the titanic force of a glacier met billion-and-a-half-year-old quartzite bedrock in the northern plains, the rock broke, it budged, but it did not crumble. The glacier bulldozed south to what's now Kansas about 700 years ago. Less resistant rocks were just ground to dust, said Andreas Möller, an associate professor of geology at the University of Kansas as he stood by the rock. It's a survivor. It's hard and resilient, and here it is. Today, it stands in a tiny park hemmed in on three sides by busy streets and the Kansas, or Kaw, River on the fourth. It's the same place where white Lawrence boosters propped it up in 1929. They plucked it from the riverbank about 25 miles upstream, brought in on a rail car and bolted a plaque to the rock honoring the city's abolitionist founders, who also were the people who were able to settle in the area only by pushing out the native Kaw. This rock is sacred to Kaw people like Pepper Henry. He said his uncle first introduced him to the rock the tribe calls Íņ'zhúje'waxóbe almost 3 decades ago, and he vividly recalls his first look at it. I got goosebumps because, just the scale of it. But I knew how important it was to our people, he said. I could feel the presence of it. And this rock, it had a long journey from where it came from. It's not from these parts. Pepper Henry lives in Oklahoma. His Kaw ancestors roamed much of the land now called Kansas hunting buffalo for centuries. But federal troops forced them into smaller and smaller reservations and then dislodged the tribe entirely, pushing it south to Oklahoma in the 1870s. Most people in Kansas don't know that the state is named after a group of people Native American tribe, the Kanza, Pepper Henry said.